Hello, everybody. It is that time of the week. It is your host, Infernal Drake in Dragon's Fury.
Hope we all been having a good week.
And hope you're all still kicking mentally. Physically would be the given, but hey, I'm not assuming. And we have quite the rant to do today because apparently the internet decided, hey, I'm not going to use the collective brain cells that I should have. And
That's kind of the norm for the internet these days.
you're right. So we are going to have a fun back end of this, and the beginning of this episode is going to just be me ranting about, like, guys, are you dumb? And the answer is yes. But this is just off the rails dumb.
If you have to ask that question, then the answer is most likely yes.
Correct. That is correct. So, as of this recording, Black Myth would have been live for about 3 days. And
I forgot that came out.
Yes, Black Myth is the new action RPG based around Journey of the West, which is the story of Wukong.
Sun Wukong.
And for anyone who's done any mild thought process or anything in regards to it, Wukong is, well,
a monkey,
not a person. Yes, he's a demonic monkey who ascends to godhood in the most hilarious ways. A whole bottle of shenanigans and whatnot of he becoming immortal like 12 times over. And it's just, a good looking game for those who enjoy that story and for those who like that playstyle. It falls in the same categories of what Neo does, Mortal Shell, and I would say similar to Sekiro. I'm not fully sure, mainly because of the fact I didn't play Sekiro as much.
I would say no, just because Sekiro is closer to a Soulsborne, whereas from what I've heard for this game, it's not Soulsborne like.
Okay, so yeah, so more of the first two, less of the third. And it is, what I'm been avoiding, because I don't like watching anything or listening to anything of any game, especially something that I'm interested in, because you fools will ruin it. Not our lovely supporters, but the ones who like to ruin games for people. You guys suck. So I'm willing to blindly go into gameplay. I don't care. So I'm not going to watch any gameplay thing. I'm not watching about what the story is, because a lot of that content pretty much just gives away everything. So I'm just not going to risk it and wait until I have the money to drop, because once again, I'm poor and I don't have $60 to drop on a game. Without saving up. It's going to be a couple paychecks. It's going to be a couple paychecks.
Yeah, you gotta put that money aside.
And not do anything. I got a lot of trips. And so I'm like, okay. Now, for those avid internet users, there is one particular piece of, I guess, media is the best way to put it, that came about during the time of release. And it's a particular review from Screen Rant. And for those of you who don't know what Screen Rant is, Screen Rant is pretty much the hub for your video games, your movies, your trailers, your TV, all things media. Screen Rant has something for. It's like the Rotten Tomatoes of, well, it's just like Rotten Tomatoes. A bunch of people.
Yeah, I was going to say Rotten Tomatoes
doing reviews on various things. So obviously they got something to say about the new game that's coming out. Fine, cool, whatever, right? But this one in particular gave Black Myth a 3-star review, which, again, you do what you do, you have what you say about a particular thing of what you're reviewing, and then you give your reasons, right? So
Mhm.
not everyone's gonna like everything, and you don't expect everyone to like everything. Fine, right? But for those individuals who like to use more than 2 brain cells at any given time, will then go a little bit deeper and try to understand, why did you give this game 3 stars? It's not necessarily the worst, but it's also not the best. You're calling it pretty average. Doesn't look average, so why are you calling it average?
I feel like an average rating would be a 5. Well, is it a 3 out of 5 or a 3 out of 10?
3 out of 5.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if it's 3 out of 10, then that's below average.
Yeah.
I forget what rating Screen Rant does.
So a screen grab of this, of what they say, of their pros and cons. So, couple of the pros, they say combat is fluid and fun. Great. Cinematography can be very breathtaking at times. It's just, you're just in awe. Again,
It's a
cool.
pretty game.
Pretty game, great. They mentioned diversity in items and mechanics. Perfect, good. Love to hear it, right?
Keeps things
Cons.
unique.
Again, there's going to be some bad stuff, right?
Yeah.
Gameplay becomes repetitive over time. It's bound to happen. It's an action RPG. Big whoop.
Yeah.
It was going to happen, right?
Especially if you find one weapon and just stick with that weapon for the entire playthrough.
Yeah, game performance is unpolished. Again, it's a given. It's going to happen, especially nowadays. Most of these games aren't coming out pristine, perfect, whatever, right? Reasonable cons.
And some can be pretty graphic intensive.
Yeah. Now, all of those are reasonable. All of those make sense. Okay, I get it. Yep, not as polished, not as engaging as you would like. Got it. Cool. Love it. This is when it just gets stupid, right? Lacking in inclusivity and diversity.
They went political.
There's nothing political about this game.
Right? It's about a monkey.
Thank you, Jesus Christ. So, for the rest of the people who are probably it all clicked with, I get it. It is a problem that is very close to a lot of those hearts, especially those who are assigned one of the letters from the alphabet soup, right? Cool. It is what it is. That's not the problem. The problem is that this doesn't even have a leg to even pretend to think about standing on. As you so eloquently put, it is about a monkey.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't the kind of game that you want to throw that kind of like talk into it, because it's just like, one, that takes away from the source of the game. Like, I understand like there's games that like, oh, it's like, we're gonna tweak it a little bit, but just like, we're talking about Wukong.
There's games where, yes, fantasy can be inclusive. I get it. Yes. Those are still humanoid in the sense of that is the essence of the game. It's you being put in, like, you're putting the essence of yourself into that game. And mostly these are MMORPGs. You are creating a character in your image, or an image that you would like to be represented as in that game, going around doing your adventures, etc., right? Cool. Love it.
Baldur's Gate is a great example of that.
There you go. Baldur's Gate. Fantastic. Everyone, enjoyed their time being themselves, like, of what they were.
Anyone who has played Baldur's Gate 3, you know how inclusive that game is. Because they literally have everything.
Everybody.
And man, it was great.
Now, this is not one of those kind of games. This is specifically about a demonic monkey taking his journey to the west. So unless you identify as a demonic monkey, a monk, or, I don't know, any other aspect of that story, the fuck do you mean?
Yeah. Like, I really wish, like reviewers and just people in general would just realize, it's like, not every game needs to have like all this inclusivity. It's like yes, it's good to have, but the game has to be the right game for it. Otherwise, it will just feel out of place and take away from the experience.
Right. It is one of those things of like, if you're going to use it as a parameter, make it appropriate. This, not one of those things. So, Jesus, and it's just ridiculous.
How much you want to bet that that reviewer did that just to spike some like hate, get some rage bait going?
I don't.
Because it worked.
It maybe kinda. I don't know. I'm not on Screen Rant making my opinion known. Like, as many people as we reach, what we say in this moment.
With how much ranting we do, we should be on Screen Rant.
I mean, it would be a great addition, definitely. It's not going to be one of those things. Now, don't get me wrong. It could just be one giant ploy. But when you're in that level of a position, when you're something that a lot of people do like look to, or at least allegedly look to in your opinion, because you have given that ruler of being a fair judge, then you can't be pulling something like this. Now, the article that brought this up was an article about the review, right? And so they're looking into it, and they're like, what's funny even more so about this is that they didn't even add a specific author to the review. They just kept it as Screen Rant Team, which this person said basically destroys the review's like credibility. So they were like, it's bad enough that you just said something off the wall. It's worse that you didn't even say it with your chest. So that I'm on the same page with Mr. Smash JT of that this is ridiculous. This review could not have been taken in any seriousness, and knock it off. Just knock it off, please. So my advice would be to, if you are interested in this game, look elsewhere for your information dive and hope for the best if you so choose to decide to get the game. But yeah, the internet doing internet things.
Oh, is this reason? I found a Reddit post talking about that Screen Rant. Like, I was just skimming it. It seems like the reason why they said that was because they took like, they're saying, oh, they removed some female characters, but apparently the game takes place after the journey to the West story. Like, so they basically just, there aren't the female characters at the beginning, but it's like, so if this takes place after the story, that would make sense. Now there's still female characters in the game. Apparently there's a demon snake lady. What?
It's, again, what are you identifying as? Just because it's female? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that seems to be the main thing, at least from what I'm reading. Demon snake neck lady. I need to see what this looks like.
So, which one of you fuckers are like you up here trying to identify with these various monsters? I'm just, all right. You say so. Which leads us into the more fun portion of the episode of a rabbit hole that I went down during a mild dissociative episode that I had at work. And it is backhanded compliments. Which are just
interesting design. Sorry, I looked up the snake lady.
Like he found the snake lady.
It's like, I'm not sure how I feel about that, because it's like, for the most part, at least from what I can see from the photos, like the body seems to be human, but then like the neck turns into like what I would say is kind of like a king cobra head into a woman's head.
Oh, so it's just a Orochimaru on some fuck shit.
Technically, yes.
Got it.
Yeah, it's a very interesting design. I'll give it that. All right, sorry. What were we saying?
We're talking about backhanded compliments.
Oh, yay.
And this basically came off the back end of me just like looking over the internet, just like people just saying like dumb shit or saying things that the intention clearly misses the mark of what you're going for if you are doing this in like genuineness and not trying to be hurtful. But I don't trust the internet. Rule one: trust no one. But
Especially on the internet.
especially so on the internet, right? So I hit the quick old Google searcho of top, just the top backhanded compliments that could be per-viewed. And we're going to see how you feel about these 20.
You keep.
So we are going to do it's going to be a semi-speed because we got 20 of them and we're trying to keep in our record time. So that being said, I want you to base your mark on initial feeling. Like if someone said this to you, how you feel out the gate, not too much thought into it. And also the other being how long did it take you to realize they weren't saying something good? So the first part being, does it feel like does it feel like a compliment? And the second one is when you find out it's not. We're going to use 5 stars, so rank each one of them with one of the value of stars, and we'll see which one reigns supreme, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so number 1, this list also comes from the Typeset Co. Whatever that is. It's just a random kind of like Pinterest looking place I found these. So, first one, I always feel more intelligent after reading your work.
Well, that's clearly not a compliment, but clever.
Score?
I'll give it a 4.
All right, 4.
Just because it's clever.
All right. Next up, we have, it's really difficult to underestimate you.
I can give it a 3. It's fine.
All right. Number 3, your haircut makes your nose look smaller.
1 and a punch in the face.
All right, so that one is definitely the one that will get Infernal riled up. Number 4, you look really nice in this light.
It's like, did you know the light's off? 3. It's pretty neutral.
All right. Number 5, that's a beautiful photo of you. I didn't recognize you at first.
Man, basically saying you ugly. Well, let me phrase that. You got ugly. I'll give it a 4.
4? Okay. Number 6, you're not as dumb as you look.
Heard that one before.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Yeah. Also, remind me with the rating. It's like 5 is like how good it is.
Well, the way that you've been rating them,
I've
5
rating, like,
are the less obnoxiously hurtful.
Obnoxious. Yeah. I base this rating on like hurtfulness. 1, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the lower in regards to what you've been rating it are the ones where it's like immediate understanding that it's not a compliment. The rest of them have been, you could get away with it being a compliment. You have to think a little bit longer.
Yeah. No, I'm kind of some kind of rating just like does it sound really hurtful from the get-go? So what was the last one?
I think the last one was you're not as dumb as you look. We should be on 6. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give that a 2 just because that is very mean.
Yeah, out the gate, not really hiding anything on
Yeah.
that one.
Like, you're literally just like, yeah, you stupid.
Number 7.
It's like at that point,
I
just call him stupid.
yeah. I love how you just don't care what anyone thinks of you.
I feel like I'd have to say a 5 because I feel like for some people that would probably take a while to realize.
Yeah, that is definitely one of those ones that you might need a little moment. Number 8, we have I don't care what others say about you. You're all right in my book.
Yeah, some people think talking shit about you behind your back. I'll say a 4 just because it's like then it makes you wonder. It's like then what do you think about me?
Yeah, I agree with that one. It is definitely one of those like, okay, you either have my back in being like, okay, clearly all the things that they've been saying is wrong. You've done your research for yourself, but also, what did you think about me to begin with?
Right. It's just like I need a little more information here.
Um, uh, your Instagram makes you seem so fun.
I feel like that'd be a 5 because like I'm just imagining like your Instagram shows a lot of like cool like places to go check out and all that.
Okay,
So,
okay, you
so
could
it's like
get
I
lost in the sauce
get lost in the sauce. Like it's like you're like reposting or whatever it's called on this Instagram,
because
like a
that one's
bunch of
definitely vicious. There is no happiness or sentiment behind that one.
it's like man, your Instagram's cooler than you.
Yeah, no, it was like, yo ass is boring. And they're like, yeah, it makes you seem so fun. Number 10, we have, I didn't expect you to get the job. Congratulations.
Your age was about to show. Uh,
Now, that was just my lack of ability to talk.
yeah, fair enough. Oof. Jesus, I'll give this one a 3. Freaking, it's like a
Yeah.
slight slap in the face.
All right, next up we
He's like,
have.
you didn't believe in me.
You didn't believe me? Why you bully me? Um, let's see, where did we go? Okay, here we are. I wish I was as relaxed as you are about messiness.
Mm. I feel like that'd be a 4 just because it's like to the person that's being told that they probably would not care they're being called messy.
Yeah.
Because like I mean they're gonna be messy and nothing's really gonna change that.
Yeah. You're so charming when you make an effort.
Mm.
I visually made a face after reading that one.
I'll say a 2 for that one.
Yeah, no, that one. There's no hiding that one. They straight up said your personality's ass.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm only gonna rate a 1 if like my first reaction is to like slap.
Those earrings are so nice. My grandma would love them.
See, to me, I feel like that wouldn't come like it would sound like a compliment, just because like, hey, there's some old people that have good taste in jewelry. But obviously, I understand it's like, oh, the jewelry's dated and all that. I'm an old fart. Shut up. I'll say 4, just because I know there are people that will not be a big fan of that.
All right. Next up, we have your house feels so cozy and lived in.
mm, well, like typically, I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that one in that one. Um,
I I just going to say 5 because I really don't know how I would react to that.
yeah, no, that one would definitely take some. That's the one that they say to you after they left. You start thinking about it, and the longer you think about it, the worse it gets. That's what I imagine that one is like. That was a delayed fuse of just like, wait a minute. Number 15, we have, well, that's a level of incompetence I've never seen before.
I mean, I'm going to say 2 because they're not trying to hide it.
Yeah. Number 16. You're pretty on the inside.
Ooh. Yeah, that's going to be a 1.
Yeah. They
Just,
even
just
wrote it with the ellipses in it. They didn't
oh,
even like
aw.
like
Can't even try to hide it.
they didn't even try to hide it. Like written down, that one is still disrespectful. Number 17. That's not the ugliest shirt I've seen you wear.
That will also be a 1.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a very serious conversation about, okay, what shirts do you find ugly?
Now you're gonna sit here and tell me. You might not be the prettiest, but you're definitely the funniest.
That would get the question mark. Thanks.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yep. All right.
Thanks.
It's
Maybe.
it's like it's like I ain't trying to win any beauty contest over here, but I'll 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 go the middle ground 3.
All right. Number 19, we have you clean up nice.
God, the amount of times I've heard that one. Just because I've heard that one way too much, I'll just say 4 because like I've just gotten used to it.
No. And number 20, you're smarter than 2 dumb guys.
I feel like people would take that as a compliment, so I'll say 4.
That's 4. All right. So there is uh, the 20 backhanded compliments. That
Only 2 to 3 of them got a 1 rating.
Yes. So those are our big ones. So these are if judgment of these backhanded compliments is in the presumed and the perceived effectiveness of it, which is to hide the fact that you're not complimenting them, these basically achieved that job. There was only a few that did not achieve that, where they were just out the gate, okay, you're just being a dick, right?
Yeah.
The rest of them actually hid the malice behind the words. So
Like pretty much anyone that I rated 3 and above, like you can definitely tell that there is some malice there, but the higher it goes, is more malice comes through. But yeah, no. Let us know, like in the comments, which of those backhand comments would you give a 1, or just let us know which one triggered you.
yeah, which ones did you
Because you know which one,
believe
because you know which one triggered me.
that weren't actual backhanded compliments? They were just more of insults. Let us know. And shout out to Typeset Co. for their blog entry of these this list that we
Thank
used
you for
today.
your contribution.
Thank you for the contribution. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. We hope that you enjoyed all the previous episodes. Be sure to help us pay tribute to the machine gods by dropping a comment, a like, a subscription, what have you, interactions in general, so that they will show our stuff to other people that may also like it as well. And we will see you on the next one.
Because the algorithm gods are finicky, all those weird words. But yes, see you all on the other side.